What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another new comic book day haul. I am your host, AR Comics, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for new comic book day, September 1st, 2021. As a lot of you already know, it was a super light week for new releases, but I did manage to grab 9 different issues, so it's going to be a top 9 list. And honestly, these issues were all awesome. And I'm not just going to be doing that today, I'm also going to be talking about an upcoming giveaway that I've teamed up with DYNAMITE Comics for. I cannot wait to show off these covers, they are killer. But before I get started off on any of that, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content every Sunday and Thursday that's going to keep you up to date on all of the latest releases. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on this giveaway and top 9 list. So I hope you all are having a fantastic day so far. As I was saying before, I managed to pick up a total of 9 different issues this week. Super light week for new comic book day, but there were some phenomenal issues in there. But before I get started off on those, the giveaway. As you guys know, I did just recently pass 6,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I'm ecstatic about it. I love doing these videos and talking comics with you guys. But you know what? You guys are due for a giveaway. You guys have been watching these videos, enjoying talking about comics with me, and it's my time to give back to all of you. So I've recently teamed up with Dynamite Entertainment to give away some of these comics, and there are some incredible covers. Once we hit 7,000 subscribers, that's when I'm going to officially start the giveaway, but that's the milestone we have to hit next for me to be able to give these away. So the first one I've got today for you is Red Sonja, issue number 10. This is the limited virgin cover. That is absolutely gorgeous. Another one that we've got for you is Vengeance of Vampirella, issue number 2. This is a Perillo virgin cover. And now for the final one that I'm going to be giving away, we've got Betty Page, issue number 3. This is the Kano Limited Virgin cover. 3 incredible covers, so you know what that means. There's going to be 3 different winners as well. So a big thank you to Dynamite Entertainment for giving away some of these books to me to be able to give to you guys. And as always, thank you so much for all the support and the feedback and just talking about comics in general. I love it, and I can't wait to grow this channel with all of you. So these are the 3 books I'm going to be giving away. As I said, once we hit 7,000 subscribers, I'm going to officially start running the giveaway. And now let's start talking about this top 9 list. So to kick this list off this week, we've got coming in at number 9. This is Aftershock's brand new series, Almost American, issue number 1. This was cover A, and this was a very last second pickup for me. I'm so happy I grabbed it. It was the last one on the shelf. I didn't look at the artwork. I didn't look at what the story itself was about. I just went into it blind, and I was very happy with it. Plus, it said it was based on a true story too, so that usually grabs my attention right off the bat. So before I get started off on the issue, I really liked the artwork for it, and I thought the pacing was very well done too. I thought they did a really good job setting up the actual story for what the series itself is going to be about. So with this issue, it's basically we have these 2 Russians that are escaping their country, coming to an American embassy to kind of seek asylum. They've got info on their government, some other agencies, and basically their idea is, we're going to give up this info to you guys, but we want to have a fresh start in America. That's the basis of this issue. Like I said, I really like the artwork. I like the pacing of it, and I thought they did a really good job setting up the story itself. I'm not going to be getting too much into the details with this one because that was kind of the entire issue of itself. They were just doing a good job setting things up, kind of giving a little bit of background story. So if I talk about that, it's going to be giving away a lot of stuff. So for those reasons, if you had a light week like myself, definitely give this one a shot. We've got Almost American, issue number 1, coming in at number 9. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 8. This is Images, Firepower, issue number 15. This is cover A, and I've been so satisfied with this new arc so far. I feel like the pacing has been phenomenal, and that's been my biggest issue with the series just overall. That first kind of chapter, the first maybe 12, 13 issues. This one's just a couple issues deep into the new arc, but that kind of first chapter, I've always talked about how the pacing's just been so off. Some issues were extremely slow, a lot of dialogue, not a lot of plot progression, and then other issues, almost no dialogue, straight action, and it's just, where was the nice in between? There were a couple issues, but overall, I felt like it was off. With this one so far, It's been incredible in my opinion. We're getting a little bit of everything in these issues, especially with this one. We got more action, we got more plot, we got more everything that's going on. This one picks up where the last one left off. We've got the family still trying to deal with everything that's been going on, but we did get a little bit of action too. We're seeing a little bit of everything from everyone's point of view. I don't want to get too much into it, but we're seeing Owen and his family dealing with his problems and how they're going to fix everything that's going on with the different types of clans and now this new up-and-coming villain. They're not really explaining too much about this new kind of snake clan, but this snake clan's really taking over, and I'm really excited to see what they do with this story. Thank you, Robert Kirkman. You are absolutely killing it on this new arc so far. I'm so excited to see what you can do with it. So for those reasons, if you haven't already gotten caught up, there's some trade paperbacks out there, but definitely hop on this new arc. I am absolutely loving it. We've got Firepower, issue number 15, coming in at number 8. And next up this week, we've got coming in at number 7. This is AWA Studios' brand new series, Telepaths, issue number 1. This is cover A, and before I get into it, so that is the cover artwork for it. I was worried before I even looked at the artwork and the pages that it was going to be more like the cover art, kind of like how Moths is. I'm not a big fan of that artwork, and this kind of reminded me of it. Not like that at all. Artwork is very different, and I actually really liked it. So as I was saying, brand new series. I will always pick up AWA. They put out phenomenal books, and with this one, I thought it was a great setup story. We didn't really get too in-depth with a lot of stuff, but we met a lot of different characters. We got to kind of see what their day-to-day lives are, and just everything that went from there. So a little bit about this story is it's called Telepaths, obviously. They kind of set the story up saying that, you know, until we can truly unlock the brain, we'll never know what it's fully capable of. And then you obviously can kind of figure out where they're going to be going from there. A lot of other stuff happens. Like I said, I don't want to spoil this one too much. And the way it's kind of set up, if I talk about the bigger things, it's really going to give away the major plot. But the big takeaways from this one is that obviously they're going to be dealing with telepaths, and we just got to see a lot of different groups of people, their day-to-day lives, and how things went after the big event happened that led to a lot of people having these abilities. So for those reasons, definitely check this one out. It was a fantastic read. I love the artwork, the pacing. Can't wait to see where this one goes. We got Telepaths, issue number 1, coming in at number 7. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 6, this is Images, Undiscovered Country, issue number 15. This is cover A, and admittedly, while I love this series, I can't stop recommending it to everybody. This zone is probably my least favorite zone of the other 2 zones so far, but this is one of my favorite arcs, if that makes any sense. The way the story is being told right now feels a lot different than the other arcs, but the zone itself, it's just more of a creative zone. They're talking about things that have happened over the years in America, a lot of myths and legends, and that's where they're kind of at with this one. You have to be creative to make it through the zone. But the reason I love this arc, and this issue too, is that they're really going back and forth on some characters. Each issue is pretty much a different character. They're showing their background story, their upbringing, and basically what led them to be the person that they are today, and why they're here in America. This one followed that same suit, followed a specific character, and in this issue, they're basically just getting a little bit more into the heart of the zone. They're still trying to figure out what they need to do to make it through the zone. They've met a lot of different legends in this one. I know they met, I believe it was Paul Bunyan, Babe the Big Blue Ox, George Washington as a general, and there's a lot of other ones too. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we're not seeing yet in this arc, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. And for you speculators out there, there was a first appearance in this issue. Not going to be getting into it because, you know, as a specker, you need to read it for yourself to really get the full value of this book, this series. But seriously, I'm loving it. It's a great series so far. So for those reasons, we've got Undiscovered Country, issue number 15, coming in at number 6. And now we're down to the top 5 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 5 this week. This is Boom Studios, Basilisk, issue number 4. This is cover A, and I love this issue. I love this series. I feel like each issue just keeps getting better and better. And once you did finish this, I don't know about you, I'm pretty sure that this is only supposed to be a 5-issue mini run, but they kind of ended it with that they can keep going with this for a little while. So I don't know if maybe it did get extended or they do have plans to kind of extend it past 5 issues. But Boom Studios, if you're watching this, I really hope you do because this has been such a phenomenal series so far. So with this issue, picks up where the last one left off, and I'm loving what they're doing with the actual issue itself. So we're still getting more backstory on these villains, the ones that consider themselves the gods, and I mean, I guess they kind of are with the powers that they have, but we're seeing the type of people that they were when they initially got to Earth, and then how they kind of expanded from there where we are today. But this issue, straight action. We had our main character, the one that's trying to kill these bad guys. They all kind of came together for a complete chaos type issue, and it was so much fun to read. A lot of action, a lot of just violence happening in it. We got to see all the characters kind of talk to each other and just see where their heads are at. And like I said, the way it ended, I feel like this next issue is going to be insane, and they definitely can expand on it a little bit more. I'm hoping they take it, I don't know, maybe 10 issues. Just my opinion, though. I'm excited to see what they can do with this series. Cullen Bunn is a phenomenal writer right now. So for those reasons, we've got Basilisk issue number 4 coming in at number 5. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 4. This is Dynamite's brand new series, Red Sonja, issue number 1. This is cover A. It's written by Mirka Andolfo. This is the first Red Sonja issue I have ever read. I don't know anything about the character. I don't know if this series was kind of built on another series. Obviously, I don't have the backstory on this character. I don't know what her personality traits are. I don't know what she's used to doing in other series, but I thought this was incredible. I thought it was extremely well done. I loved the artwork. I can't stress that enough. I thought this artwork was so good, and then the story just matched it. The pacing was phenomenal, and it just kept getting better and better by the page, and by the end of it, I just wanted another issue. So with this one, we've got Red Sonja. You got to see how badass she really is. She messes up a whole bunch of people, so we had a lot of fighting, a lot of violence. But then from there, it actually turns into a real story. It's kind of like a video game mission, it seems like. It's like she shows up to this place, finds the kid that she's supposed to save, and now the rest of the issue is making it to where she needs to be. You get to see her and this kid kind of get along with each other, and you see their relationship grow as the issue goes on. But then once it hits the end and there's a big battle, it was fantastic. I'm not going to be spoiling what happens at the very end of it, but I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this one. This was a hit in my opinion. I absolutely loved it. So we've got Red Sonja, issue number 1 from the brand new series coming in at number 4. And here we go. We're down to top 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Marvel's brand new series. We've got Dark Ages, issue number 1. This is the Scotty Young variant. And before I get into this issue, these Scotty Young covers have absolutely grown on me. In the beginning, I really wasn't a fan of a lot of his covers, but I don't know what changed. I don't know what flipped the switch in my head, but I've been buying almost all of them up. I am loving them, and especially this one. I think it's fantastic. So now with this issue, it exceeded all of my expectations, and to be honest, I was pretty hyped up for it to begin with. With this one, for you speculators, there is a first appearance of a new villain. Is it going to be a long-lasting villain? I don't know, but I thought he was pretty badass. But the rest of the issue, I love the artwork, I love the storytelling, the narration that was done, and just the way the characters interacted with each other. I honestly thought this was an A+ issue. Very good overall, just a high-quality issue in my opinion, especially coming from Marvel. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the stuff Marvel has recently come out with, but to me, this one really stands out. So without trying to spoil a lot of stuff, like I was saying, we got a new villain. He's trying to destroy the Earth. I know that's typical for a lot of Marvel villains, but it just felt very different in this one. The characters interacted very well with each other, and the whole story is basically being told by Peter Parker, how everything went down because the Earth is basically being destroyed as they know it. And he's telling everything as he sees it. Everything he's heard, everything he's witnessed, and has basically experienced, it's all coming from him. So definitely check this out, especially if you had a light week. I thought it was phenomenal. So for those reasons, we've got Marvel's Dark Ages, issue number 1, coming in at number 3. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 2, and honestly, these top 2 issues were very hard to pick between. We've got Images, Geiger, issue number 6. This is cover A, the end of the arc, and it's an oversized issue, and I loved it. I thought they did a phenomenal job with this one. Pretty much everything that we've been dealing with in the last 5 issues, I thought was wrapped up phenomenally. I just love the development of this story, the characters, the artwork stands out. On these pages, some of these colors are just so vibrant in a Fallout world. But with this issue, picks up where the last one left off. The glowing man is still just trying to save these 2 kids. There's a ton of action, and it pretty much leads us to where this next arc of the story is going to be going. But I love how they're kind of telling the story. It seems as though it's kind of someone telling the story. Maybe it's actually the glowing man, but it's him just the myth and the legend of the glowing man. And it's just so cool to kind of hear that. I hope this next arc is basically set up the same way, like here's a new tale of something the glowing man did in this wasteland. I'm really excited to see where they go with this series. Definitely pick it up if you can. I know a trade paperback is bound to be coming out at some point, but we've got Geiger issue number 6 coming in at number 2. And this is it, my top read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Boom Studios, The Many Deaths of Lila Starr, issue number 5. This is cover A, and it's the end of the series. And Rom V, you created not just an incredible experience to read, but just a phenomenally written story. I love the plot. I love the development of these characters, and not just the characters as single characters, but how they eventually came together. And that's kind of where this issue goes. I really don't want to spoil it too much because it's basically like the other ones. You know, Lila Starr, she comes back from being dead and she goes to find Darius to kind of stop him from creating immortality. But this issue was very different. Instead of her going to him to do that, she basically goes there and they just have a talk for the whole issue. While that might sound a little boring, it was phenomenal. It was perfect in my opinion. I'm such a big fan of this series, and Rom V, you seriously did create an experience with this one. Let's talk about this one a little bit more down low. I really don't want to spoil it for you guys. So we've got The Many Deaths of Lila Starr, issue number 5, coming in at number 1. So what do you guys think about this week's New Comic Book Day? Hands down, a very light week. I only picked up 9 different issues, but I thought they were incredible. My number 1, number 2 choices, a little bit tougher to pick between, but I'm very happy with my number 1 choice. Let me know down below in the comment section which issues you picked up and which ones you think I missed out on. And thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.